Welcome to our live stream this week. We're going to be focusing on Bryan's training routine. So I know a lot of people have been asking in previous videos and in the comments what all is going into Bryan's training routine and just how much is he training every day and what's this race all about. So to catch people up to speed, Bryan is training for an Ironman race. And if you haven't heard of here's the Ironman right here.
Yeah. Not yet an Ironman.
Half Ironman.
Soon to be.
Half Ironman. So, yeah, we're, well, let's see, it's April 1st tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's like 12 weeks away.
12 weeks away is the race. The race is June 27th in Idaho.
Yep. Northern Idaho, Coeur
d'Alene, Idaho. So, yeah, just wanted a big life dream for Bryan.
Yep. It's one of those bucket list things, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so lots to do, lots of training. I can give you some examples of last week's efforts.
Bryan has a whole calendar dedicated to his training. I don't know if we'll be able to catch it all on the camera here. Yeah. Everything's outlined every day. Yellow means hard, moderate. Red means hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a bike or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's a bike. And then the green is the runs, the yellow is the swims.
Okay.
So.
All right. So what is a...
So this, I actually bought a pre-made training program so that I didn't have to put too much thought into it.
Okay.
So I could just follow the plan, and it's a pretty reputable company. They've been around for like 20 years or so. There's quite a few people all over the country on their team. So last week I did 17 and a half hours of training.
Squeezing that in between going to work.
Yeah, exactly. Around work and at work, at lunch hours, going for runs and stuff like that. So. Let's see, 9 hours of biking, 9.5 hours of biking, 4.5 hours of running. How much swim time? 3 hours of swimming. So, how many miles of biking? Doesn't say. But so lots of time.
A lot of time involved.
Lots of effort. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
so
let's break it down to what's a Saturday like for you. We mentioned in a video before you do your big training days on Saturday.
Right. So Saturday I usually do all three events, and so this past Saturday I did 3,800 yards of swimming, and then I get on the bike and I rode 4.5 hours, and then I ran for 30 minutes. So.
Okay.
And then the next day was a big run day, so it was a 2-hour run. So actually 2 hours and 10 minutes of running. And that was nice. It was slushy, it was cold. It was, so not only do you have to do the distance, but, depending on the days, the weather is terrible or good. This weekend hopefully it'll be nice. Last weekend was not so nice. So.
Oh, okay.
So... And I actually saw a guy that was out running in just shorts and a t-shirt. I was quite impressed because it was like 10
Just keep talking.
10-degree wind chill factor. So,
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay.
So it was pretty cold, and that was a long run. That was it's a long. So I ran locally, and it's a long uphill run. Pretty gradual, a couple of little short, steep climbs, but for the most part, it's just real gradual uphill. And then it's nice because you turn around and then it's downhill running. So that was pretty sweet. So I'm looking forward to. I think if I have to do, I didn't look at this Sunday, but I probably have another big run on Sunday. It'll be supposed to be nice up here. So hopefully that will be dried out, and by then, and it'll be a good day for me. So there'll probably be a lot of people up there running. Actually, it's a lot of people from Boulder come up and run on that road, or on Magnolia Road, which is just down in Netherlands.
So I'm wondering if we're on the right stream, like if I'm on the other channel. This is what I'm curious about. So let me just log into this one and make sure that I'm not live on this other channel for some reason. Because it's kind of unusual to not have anybody joining in. So,
But they wouldn't know to go here, right?
well, no, unless I had set it up, right? I could have set it up on the other channel.
Set it up on this one?
By accident, I don't think I
Right.
did.
Okay.
But you're definitely looking forward to getting the nicer weather, it seems like.
Yeah, for sure. It's nicer to work out when it's warmer, and you're not worried about having so many layers of clothing, and because a lot of times it starts out cold, you got to wear certain layers, and then you take them off as it warms up and gets hotter. So if you can start when it's warmer and you don't have to wear all those layers, it's certainly a lot nicer. So it's more pleasant riding a bike for that long, and when it's not windy and cold. Last weekend was kind of chilly.
Plus, you'll get to use your new bike.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm actually going to test ride it after work and see how that goes, and then I'm sure everything will be good. And then Saturday's ride will be just on that bike. So there's some tweaking, getting the saddle position just right, the height, you have to slide it horizontally forward or towards the rear just to get your position properly. And then again, those risers on the handlebars, I can raise or lower those. I put them on the medium position right now, just kind of a starting point. But so I'll take some tools with me as well, so I can tomorrow, so I can adjust those things as needed. So I'll do it as best I can here. That it won't fit on the trainer that I have because it's got a 12 speed cassette on the back, and the trainer's set up for 11 speed right now. So I might be able to just stick it on it and not pedal, and just kind of see where I'm at.
Okay.
But the cassettes are different. The chain is thinner because it's 12 speed, so it's not appropriate. But at least I can get kind of close. I could even just lean against the wall, or prop up against the wall to kind of see where I'm at position wise. So.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think I figured out the glitch. I think I had it set to private versus public for some reason. So I think that's why nobody was able to find the live stream tonight. Sorry, guys, if you were looking for it and you couldn't find it. It was hidden. Apparently, It wasn't listed, even though it says we're live. But I looked at the visibility and it wasn't set to public. So people might be trickling in the next minute or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, talking about Bryan's extreme training, and it's definitely more than just going to the gym every day. It's hours of pretty much an hour to 2 hours per day, with your long weekends being more. Seems like.
And like today, I was off today, so I had to do a big swim, so I had to drive all the way. So it's 2 hours of driving just to get to the pool, because our gym doesn't have the pool open yet. So
Okay.
And I prefer to do the theory between like altitude training is you sleep at high altitude, you train at lower altitude. So it's actually better to do the training down where I work, because that's only 5,000 feet as opposed to here, which is 9,300. But
The high altitude seems like it's really limiting to how hard you can work.
right.
So you get, although you have the benefits of, thicker blood or higher iron.
So you'll increase your EPO production, which then increases your red blood cell count. So
you have more blood at high altitude.
More red blood cells.
But the lack of oxygen limits you.
Right. So you take those extra red blood cells, and you go to lower altitude where there's more oxygen, and it's better for you.
Yeah.
So a lot of pro teams will come to altitude for training and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I think that's popular in any sport, football especially, basketball. So a lot of Boulder is an area where people do a lot of training.
Yeah, that's why Boulder and Colorado Springs has the Olympic Training Center because it's at altitude. So that makes it pretty nice. So.
So.
Yeah. So.
When are you gonna get to use your bike?
When am I? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, he's gonna take his brand new bike out, give it a test ride.
Yep.
You have to get some video so I can put it on a video.
I can do that.
Set up your camera on a little tripod or something like that, and just tilt. Get yourself
riding to it. Do it.
I need camera angles. So.
Definitely do some of that tomorrow. And tomorrow's not super hard, I don't think. Let's see on my schedule.
Not a hard day, just a semi-hard day.
It's supposed to be, I think, easy, tempo ride, so kind of moderate intensity. It's only an hour, and then the run. It's supposed to be a hard run tomorrow, so 8 miles of running.
Okay.
800-meter runs. I might see if I can go find a track somewhere. It's always nicer to run on a track.
The cool thing is that the
dirt
weather
track.
is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's
starting
like
tomorrow.
65 degrees, I think, tomorrow.
So it's
And then by Saturday it'll be 75 degrees or warmer. So
that might be too hot to go from this cold weather up here to
I know.
75 degrees down there and train. I don't think I could take it. I don't think I can handle for 75 degrees right now. My blood's too thick.
But it's a progressive ride on. So it's supposed to be 3.5 hours on Saturday. I might do 4, but it's supposed to be like easier, and as you go through, it gets supposed to be progressively harder intensity. So, and then get off the bike and run it's only 27-minute run off the bike. So that's always important to learn how to transition from the bike to the run, because that's kind of you're using different muscles, or same muscles but in different ways. So it can be challenging.
Well, they're used to a certain motion. If you're doing it for like an hour, then all of a sudden you get up to run, and it's like, okay, you need to do this motion.
Right.
And the muscles are like, whoa, we've just been doing this for 2 hours, and now we got to go like that. Anyway.
Right. So, and riding is very impact, right? So then you get onto the run, which is all impact. So you got to learn to kind of run softly, so to speak. I always found the transitions pretty good. Like I felt stronger in the run after riding, so which is pretty nice.
Well, your cardiovascular system's already adapted to exercise, so
Right, yeah.
You're ready to go. You're really in the zone already. It's just that the switching of the muscle groups, I think.
Right, and the rec center in Louisville has got really nice roads around there, so for running, so you can really avoid traffic. They've got the bike lane, so I can run in the bike lane, which I prefer to run on the asphalt as opposed to the sidewalk, which is cement, which is, I don't know, there's no cracks in the asphalt. It's all mental probably, but it seems softer.
It's softer,
Especially when it warms up, the black asphalt can be a little bit softer. So, but the crown of the road is always an issue too. I always pay attention to that, because if it's a really rounded road, I try to run in the middle, because otherwise you're kind of sidestepping a little bit.
Yeah,
some of
you're
the dirt
off
roads,
kilter.
right? Some of the dirt roads have quite a crown to them, and so like last weekend when I was running, I was zigzagging around quite a bit. So, Amanda.
Wide awake from the UK.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Thanks for joining us.
And anyone that's joining on now, we had a little bit of a false start. Apparently, I didn't have the video set to public settings. I changed my defaults. So anyhow, I was like, oh, there's nobody on. That's kind of unusual. So if you're just joining in and it feels like you're running a little bit late, that's because it just barely publicized it. So yeah. So,
and then one of the challenges is, after doing bigger workouts, I'm really tired. So,
does he look tired right now?
I don't get I don't have the energy afterwards to then just come and work around the house.
The secret's out.
So today I did yesterday's bike ride, because yesterday I was tired when I got home from work, because I swam and I ran, and then so I did yesterday's bike workout this morning, and then I went to the pool. So. Because today was supposed to be...
and then you came home and watched Thor.
Then I watched Thor Ragnarok for the 10th time.
The 10th or the 20th?
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
It is a cool movie. I like it.
It's got some humor to it, so that's why I like it. So.
Yep.
But
We're about 15 minutes left of the movie. I was like, we have to go online, and we have our live stream tonight.
Yep. So... Yeah, so for those who just joined, we were talking early about how many hours a week I'm training, and last week was 17 and a half hours. And this week, it looks like there's a total of 14 hours of training. So
okay. And that's on top of his 50-hour work week.
Yeah. Well, not quite 50, 40 to 45.
Okay.
So I try to get up kind of early. So. which is good.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? We had some folks interested in Bryan's training program, so we thought we'd chat about it on one of the live streams. So,
Yep.
and well, are you halfway through the training? Are we? When did you start all this?
I'm like 12 weeks out from the race, so
Okay.
in the last couple of weeks, you kind of start tapering down. So, but I've always had really good races, training fairly hard and consistently right up until the race. So the last week I tapered down a little bit, but even the Tuesday before, I still do some hard training. So my body takes a long time to adapt, and it loses fitness very quickly. So I wouldn't like take 2 weeks off before a race by any stretch. So I train it, even if it's an easy intensity, train right up until it.
And you've had to adjust for micro injuries here and there, like you had a sore ankle last night, and
Yeah,
then
that was sore. I think part of that was from my bike shoes. Maybe the straps on them were right up where my ankle was, so that was a long ride last weekend. And then the next day was a long run, and maybe the shoelaces were really tight and putting more pressure on that. It seems better today. It doesn't bother me walking. And so I iced it last night, took some aspirin,
Yeah.
and seems to be okay. So the test will be tomorrow, going for a run.
And then 2 weeks ago you had a sore calf and you had to stop running for a whole week.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. No, maybe 4 weeks ago. That was a hill workout I had done, and always, when I bought the program, I bought an advanced training program. So I wanted to I wanted to see how hard I could really train, and so I didn't want to buy an easier or moderate intensity. I wanted to get the hardest one I could find, and see if I can do it right. So.
Okay.
And I've only been swimming for like 6 weeks now, and I'm already able to do. I could go out and do the swim distance if I had to.
Okay.
Right now, so it wouldn't be super fast by any stretch, I think. And I don't know how fast I will actually get for the swim, but I'll easily get through it. So.
Okay. So the swim, and there's a little bit of challenge there because you have to. Well, first of all, the only one that he can go to. Do you have high body tone? It's a lot of hard pounding for those who are double jointed. Oh yeah. I know the double jointed issue. I have that in my knees, I think, or my hips. One of the two. One of the.
Yeah, I don't have any issues.
A lot of laxity in there, and so you can
Yeah.
really get into trouble with connective tissue stuff.
Yeah, I've done pretty well for the most part. I've only had some pretty serious injuries when I ran track in college. Had some hamstring pulls, things like that.
But with the swim, I was saying that you have to make reservations. So first of all, our rec center up here that has a pool is closed currently. So they're still they're like just in the process of reopening that. They don't have the staffing yet. So that's a huge inconvenience. So he's got to train down there, even though you do work down below.
Yeah, I drive almost past it when I come home. So,
Yeah.
But so I have to make a reservation to swim. The reservations are for 50 minutes. And so what I found is that most people don't swim for the entire 50 minutes. So I sign up for today I signed up for 1 o'clock. I got there at 12:30. There was plenty of space in the pool, so I started swimming at 12:30. I swam through my time slot, and there were the slots for 2 o'clock were not full. So
Cramps in legs at night. How do you deal with that?
so I found magnesium is really good for cramps. So ever since I've been taking magnesium, my cramping has gone way down.
Yeah.
I used to get them real bad on real long, hard rides. And then also some calcium, I think.
I recommend that for my clients as well for nutrition supplements like Electrolyte. So usually the Electrolytes have calcium, magnesium, and that can help with the nighttime cramping. In fact, there's a special supplement called Natural Calm, which is a magnesium with some calcium in it. It's a powder. You stir it into your drink, and it's a kind of pleasant tasting. You can drink that before you go to bed, and it really helps.
Yeah, and I'll prescribe magnesium for patients with PVCs, premature ventricular contractions. That seems to help. calm those down a little bit. So
It's the calcium magnesium balance is involved in muscle contraction. So
yeah,
you
so
want to look at those.
calcium is important. The calcium goes into a cell for the muscle to contract. It increases the strength of contraction, and so and then magnesium is important for metabolism as well. And so it's your body generates ATP, which is the energy source for a cell. And if you don't have enough ATP in there, the muscle can't release. And so,
Do you ever get that twitchy eye or a twitchy lip or a twitch?
I had a twitchy lip for 2 months recently.
So that you want to think about your electrolytes probably
Yeah.
in that situation.
So those are real important. So, and just fueling through the entire. So I eat constantly while I'm training. So last weekend I would carry gels. So I'll show you.
The gels are a source of carbohydrate.
Yeah.
A quick, like a liquid form, so you don't have to like chew it up and it doesn't sit in your stomach and you have to digest it. Like anything liquid is almost immediately digestible to the body. So
I use the Cliff shots. They seem to be the least expensive of most of the gels out there. And what I really like too is they've got this little flange on it. So when you rip the top off, you're not littering, right? So because it's hard to hold that and find a pocket to stick it in. So you rip it off and you suck out what's in there, squeeze it out, and then you can put the whole thing back in your pocket. So, but so this is 110 calories.
a little shot of energy, and some of them have caffeine in it. If you need a big shot of energy.
Yeah, so I have the caffeine ones, but I don't take all those caffeine. I mix them up. So I'll do like one caffeine every hour, maybe. So, when I do a race, I'm going to be doing at least 3 of these an hour, and then I'll have a little bit of carbohydrate in my drink with electrolytes in it. So,
Because when you're exercising for a long time, your body uses up the energy that it has to give right away.
Yeah.
The fast energy that you need when you're in the middle of doing something really hard. So when you go to like a liquid form, it's the easiest for your body to absorb and give you that fast energy right back. Because if you're having to go into your fat stores, which a lot of people do for trying to lose weight reasons, but not during a race, that's not the goal. So that'll slow you right down, and you tend to really struggle in your event if that's happening.
Yeah, you really need to be taking in like 500 calories an hour for the most part. And for me, there are aid stations along the way. You can stop and refuel if you want. For me, I'm going to stop as little as possible. So the idea is the race, right?
Yeah. Every stop is another couple minutes on your time.
Those add up. So 112-mile bike ride and 26-mile run. Of course, you're not stopping it during the swim. But the swim is the shortest portion.
It's the first portion.
And so can you imagine swimming like at the end? Everybody would be drowning.
Everybody would be drowning.
Everybody would be cramping up in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
So, but so that's probably the biggest thing, aside from the training aspect, is the nutrition aspect, to maintain that all the time. Because as soon as you run out of gas or you bonk, you're done. So
yeah, there's no coming back from that while you're in the event. It take you a couple days to kind of come back from that. Yeah. And that happened to me during a marathon, just kind of bonking with not really being able to run anymore. I was like, I can walk. But then it was just as painful to walk as it was to run, so I just tried to keep running, but there was really no gas left in my tank at that. Yeah. So the second time around, put that knowledge in my brain, and I was like, okay, I know you don't feel like you need any kind of energy because you're not hungry and you're not really thirsty during these things when you're really pushing yourself. You have to kind of force yourself, and you do that from experience.
Yeah, so I eat these on a schedule. So, every 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. So
if you ever worked out really hard, it takes yourself a while after you're done to actually even be hungry again. So imagine being in the middle of a really hard race. You're not hungry and you're not thinking that you need any kind of energy. Your body doesn't tell you, your stomach's not telling you that kind of stuff. So you have to plan it out.
I mean, if you're going out for an hour, you probably don't need something like this, maybe just some electrolytes. But if you're going out for 3, 4, 5 hours or more, you're going to need to refuel throughout. So otherwise you'll be hitching home. I called Amy one time.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I hadn't been riding a whole lot. I thought I'd go down, do a big loop, and come up. It was a lot of climbs, like
Go
20.
down the mountain and come back up the canyon road,
Yeah.
like, like up.
Yeah. So, I mean, the canyon road is not terrible. It's fairly gradual, and then it's got its steep parts. And this was Golden Gate Canyon I was coming up, but then there was a couple really steep ones.
He drives to semi for a living. Yeah.
Yeah.
12 hours a day.
Yeah. So you need to be getting out of your truck every once in a while and doing some exercise. That's a lot of sitting. So, yeah.
Yep.
And wear compression socks. I tell my patients all the time.
Oh yeah, compression socks.
If you're sitting down for long periods traveling, wear compression socks. Because it's the muscles in your legs that pump the blood back to your heart. And if you're not contracting those muscles, then you need an external compression source to help that. So you avoid blood clots that way.
You can buy those on Amazon these days.
Exactly.
I got a lot of those
Yeah.
compression socks. I like to wear them when you go on an airplane, or if you're on a long car ride, 4 or 5 hours or more. I like to wear those.
But anyway, I was 3/4 of the way done with my ride, and I was just completely out of gas.
How many miles was it total? It was like...
It would have been like 55 or 60, but there was some really steep climbs, and I of course no signal most of the way, and I had 3 more miles of climbing before I got signal, and I was like, I'm done. Luckily, I got the coast down a bit.
Luckily, I heard my phone ring. Hey,
Yeah.
can you come and get me?
That's like what's that? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Phone a friend.
Phone a friend, yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, that's kind of an overview, I guess, of Bryan's training routine. As we get closer, it's going to become more intense, as at least the weekends will be, the long days. Haley, Michigan?
Yeah.
DP from Michigan.
And so I know we got a late start, but I'll just give you another quick peek of the last week's training schedule here.
So he's got a full calendar with every day prescribed.
There you go.
And
So-
green is, well, I don't know. Green looks like it's easy. Yellow looks like it's moderate. Red looks like
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yep.
But it tells you on each day what to do, at least 2 things per day.
Yeah. Exactly.
So is
Except Fridays are usually my days off, so I don't have to do any. Although, let's see.
So it's
Last
been nice
Friday
to
was-
have something to do while it's been so wintry up here. We can't really work outside. We can't really do a lot of inside work because all the tools are in the shed, and I'm going to carry a bunch of saws out here and over a foot of snow to bring them down here to use.
Yeah, so hopefully, up at least around the house this weekend, all the snow will get melted.
Yeah.
Things will dry out. And then
We've got warm weather, 50-degree plus sun, which it feels like temperature for us is about 70 degrees when it's 50 and sunny. So it's going to melt everything. We're going to have a complete mud bath by the end of next week. So if we can preserve the area around the house from getting totally destroyed and Vigo being completely muddy, we'll have a lot to do.
Hi, Craig.
Hey, Craig. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Hope you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyhow, it's been a fun activity for Bryan to have a lot of things to do after work.
My body's changing shape, so that's for sure. Interestingly, people at work have asked me if I've been losing weight, and I actually have not lost any weight, so which is interesting. I look thinner, but I think I'm burning fat, but I'm gaining some muscle. So,
yeah, there can be a conversion going on. You've been lifting weights a little bit more regularly, doing more squats.
Yeah.
But also, what's common with triathletes is that they tend to have a compensated metabolism, meaning that their resting metabolism is a lot lower than the average person because they do so much intense exercise that the body has to preserve and not burn itself up by reducing the metabolism. So you can see this with people that never exercise and they're overweight, that they tend to have a reduced metabolism because of lack of muscle. But also you see this phenomena in triathletes or endurance athletes. They have a compensated metabolism because there's no possible way for them to eat enough to balance out the exercise that they're doing. You just can't eat that much.
Sometimes, like last Saturday I felt really good, and so I was actually hungry afterwards. I wanted to eat. Today when I got home, I did some snacking, but I wasn't like energized to eat something. So, but then after an hour or so, my appetite comes back and I start eating. So.
Yeah, once your body temperature starts to go back to normal, and
Yeah.
that's one of the big signals.
I pigged out yesterday at work. So.
Pigged out at work.
Yeah.
How long of a distance, and what's the average time for?
For the race is 140 miles.
Of everything, that's the running and the
running,
biking.
the biking, and the swimming. Or swim, bike, run. The training days, the longest days are Saturday, and that was I did 73 miles of biking last Saturday. I did almost the equivalent of the 2.4 miles of swimming, and then I ran 4 miles. So, and then Sunday was a 14-mile run.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was your longest run in a long time, 14 miles.
yeah, I got a badge from Garmin, little longest run badge or something.
Oh, okay.
Or Strava, one of those things they give you.
When your app gave you a kudos or something?
It gave me a kudos, exactly. Yep.
It acknowledged your progress.
Yeah.
Nice. But so what's your goal time for the race?
So I have a very lofty goal.
Well, you can have a high ultimate goal and then like a low goal,
Yeah, so I'd like to go under 10 hours. That's pretty fast. So a lot of things will have to come together for that to occur. I'll have to get no cramping during the run. And that's why I'm trying to push really hard on the training aspect, because I really want to go fast. I've done a half Ironman at 4:43, so that's it doesn't exactly double because you're doubling the distance, so that would be a 9:30.
You have to adjust your pace when you go from doubling your distance in events, so you can't necessarily translate that same pace to your full full race.
But if I can do an hour swim, a 5-hour bike, and then get under 4 hours for the marathon.
And the marathon is 26.2 miles, and the bike is
112.
112.
The swim's 2.4.
Okay. So, wow, it's a lot of miles.
Those are the goals. And so, like, I adjust my training schedule a little bit. So, like, last weekend, it seemed like the ride was going to be shorter than I thought it should be for me. So, because I know I'm so close to the race right now, I feel like I need to be doing longer miles on the bike, even if they're easier miles.
Let's get more volume.
Yeah. And so my body gets used to that more, and then do the run afterwards. So last week's ride was not particularly fast. There were some fast efforts during the ride, and like a climb or two, but then when I finished up, it was pretty good. Just kind of a moderate tempo.
So far, so good. Besides just the calf issue and just paying attention and really trying to not worsen the situation.
Right. So some of the longer runs that I'm supposed to do, I maybe back down on the intervals, the quantity of intervals. So yesterday I was supposed to do, it was Tuesday, so I was supposed to do a bunch of intervals. So 4 30-second intervals, 8 1-minute intervals, and then 4 30-second intervals. So I actually only did 7 of the 1 minutes, and then I actually had to skip all the last set of 30-second intervals because I got paged for work. So, but there's a really awesome trail right behind the hospital where I work, and so I can just run on that. I can go back and forth, and then if I'm needed, I'm only a quarter mile away. So, so that works out pretty good.
All right.
So yeah, so really, like Amy said, you got to listen to your body. So.
Video of the race, yeah. Hope to. I'd like to. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to do a live stream because, maybe at the end. Maybe we can catch Bryan at the end. But it's a 10-hour plus race, so I can't really do that live. But hopefully within a couple of days I can get that posted before maybe July 1st. But yeah, definitely getting a lot of footage of it for sure.
Yeah, and not necessarily a lot of me, right? Because I come and go real quick.
Yeah,
so.
it's like, woo, zoom. Been to a lot of races, and that's what it's like. Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Oh, there's Bryan. Oh. And so I don't know if I'm supposed to be clapping in real time or just going on the camera and, you know.
There's people clap for everybody, so that's what's nice about Ironman races. And
it's tough when you're in a real life situation because it's like you got the camera, but you also want to see with your eyeballs what's going on. Yeah. You have to keep up with them, yeah. New Brunswick, hey.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Have you adjusted your diet? How have you adjusted your diet?
I just eat when I'm hungry. I eat some more carbs. I've been. I had changed my diet a little while ago, even before I was training, eating more salads and things like that, trying to lean up a little bit. I want to be as lean and healthy as possible for the race. So the least amount of weight you're carrying, the better. People spend a lot of money on their bikes to drop the weight down when you could lose 5-10 pounds on your body. I probably don't have that much I can lose, but I think I'm at a pretty good weight right now. And just making sure I'm eating when I should and not skipping meals. So
right.
I eat a lot of oatmeal. So
you eat a lot of granola, a lot of oatmeal, so the healthy carbs, right? The complex carbs, the whole grains.
Yeah. And I'll even eat oatmeal for lunch when I'm at work. So.
In addition to regular lunch?
No.
Oh.
One meal.
Oh.
But a lot of oatmeal. So.
But he has been focusing on the nutrient density, so trying to get a lot of micronutrients, and he's been doing a lot of salads, a lot of veggies,
peppers and all kinds of stuff.
But I think you've been really focusing on carbs too. That's what I was pushing for him, was trying to make sure the meals have lots of carbs, because we've done low carb kind of stuff before, just cook up a stir fry with some meat and some veggies, but he needs carbs every single meal. Every single meal has to have carbs.
Potatoes.
He needs probably 300 carbs a day. And not in the form of cookies.
Yeah.
Or hot chocolate. They have to be like the complex, like potatoes, whole grains, beans, you hate beans, rice, all that kind of stuff is what needs to be increased. Bread's fine.
And if I don't eat that, I notice a big difference.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're just trying to replenish your fast energy. Most people aren't athletic, so they don't need a lot of fast energy, and so they do better with lower carb. But if you're doing a lot of athletic things and you need fast energy, you need carbs.
Bananas, apples, stuff like that as well.
So, well, nice little overview. I guess that's it, folks, for tonight. We're gonna wrap it up early. Sorry, we got for the confusing start where we wasn't announced. So I think a fewer people joined on. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Looking forward to nice weather starting tomorrow down there.
So
we'll keep you posted on Bryan's training and anything worthwhile, and then especially when he gets on his new bike, we'll get some footage of that.
And then maybe next time we might talk a little bit about the garage, the shed. We found some plans or some styles that we like for the garage. So if we could just get some plans for it, so. 70. It was
going to be 70 tomorrow.
The
forecast is 74 down there.
So you guys can let us know what you think about that kind of design.
Oh yeah, yesterday's video about our plans for the second phase. Yeah. We'll keep you posted on that one too. So always busy around here. No,
never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. But Bryan's gonna go finish watching the rest of Thor.
Yep.
Hey, cheeseburger. Yeah. So. Well, guys, have a good night. We'll catch you next time.
All right, thanks for watching.
When's what day off are you next week?
I'm not.
Oh, lame. No days off.
I don't get an extra day off.
Okay. Well, we'll do a live stream. We'll figure it out.
I'll probably get an early day, I'm sure.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks for watching. See you later.